What's up, man?
Okay, I can hear you. Cool.
You think I'm gonna use my Bluetooth speakers, man.
No problem.
All right. What's up, man?
Not much, man. How you been?
Pretty good, man. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you too.
All right,
Cool.
All right, check. Yeah. All right, good.
All right. How you been, man?
You know,
been-
it's trying to get by, man.
Fucking forever, hadn't it?
At least 10 years. A good 10 years.
Since we last saw each other. What? One of the shows I threw at the pool hall?
At Dallas, what was that club that we played at?
Speeds.
I thought it was Club Zax. Club Zax? Is that one?
No.
Deep Ellum? It was Deep Ellum. I know that.
That was a long time ago. That was Tomcats.
Tomcats, that's what it was. Yeah. No. Yeah, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. You're right.
No, that was the one in Deep Ellum. The other one was the Speeds in Dallas.
Dude,
The last one.
I smoke a ton of weed, man. So.
Yeah, I understand. I do the same.
Memory's not what it used to be.
Exactly. I'm 42 years old in August, so I mean, my brain's
41, man. We're the same age.
So, are you originally from Memphis?
Yep. Well, born in Memphis. I grew up 30 minutes outside of Memphis, so technically Arkansas, but I mean, I've been in the area for my entire life,
Right.
41 years.
So I got a question. For Memphis, and you're all about Memphis teams, but how do you get the Georgia Dogs?
That's a weird one, man. That was actually my first sports team that I ever liked because, and I didn't even like sports. I was hanging out at my stepfamily's house. I might have been 12 or 13 years old, and they had a Florida-Georgia game on, and everybody there was rooting for Florida, and I didn't like my stepfamily. So, I mean, that's pretty much why I like Georgia. So.
Okay, it's kind of like me and the Giants.
Yeah.
I kind of when they got rid of Tom Landry the way they did, and then they got rid of Jimmy Johnson the way they did, I was like, you know what? I'm done with the Cowboys. Once Jerry Jones is gone, I'm back. But until then, fuck y'all. I'm a Giants fan.
You a Giants fan in Texas?
Yeah.
I bet you're real popular.
I am not. Well, I was especially the day the Cowboys Stadium was built. I was at a watch party in some bar wearing my Lawrence Taylor jersey.
Oh shit.
And the cop that was watching over the bar comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, nice jersey. I got your back tonight."
All right.
So I'm like, it's gonna be fun.
We have a ton of Cowboy fans here in Memphis, man. So
and they're everywhere.
I'm not really a big NFL guy, man. I kind of jumped on the Titans bandwagon last year because they were just like when the playoffs started, they started stroking people. So, and Derrick Henry, I mean, is just a monster. So,
yeah, I'm more of a baseball fan, and people are like, "Why baseball? It's so slow." I guess it's because I grew up playing it, and I just fell in love with the game.
Right. Yeah, I played it when I was younger, and because the way I look at it is, I liked it when I was younger, but that was like to me, that was like the golden age of baseball. You had like Nolan Ryan and Frank Thomas, Ken Griffey Jr. Just the names. Right. They had the names. Now I don't know any of these dudes, man.
Yeah, it took me a while when I first got back into it to start recognizing all the names. I was like, dude, I don't know anybody anymore. I can't even look at the Rangers and be like, okay, who's that? I mean, even to this day, there's a lot of people on the team that I don't even know.
Right.
Since 2011, I've kind of lost touch with the sport again, but I'm kind of starting to get right back into it.
Did they start back up yet?
Not yet. I think it's gonna be in early August with everything else. So for the first time, all the sports are going to be going at once.
NBA is going to start first, then I guess, or out of the big three.
Right. It's gonna be.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be NBA, NFL, MLB, then
Oh, I hope
NHL.
college football. I hope college football's gonna get
Man, I don't
something
know.
going, man.
I don't even understand why they haven't even been playing with like nobody in the field or
I,
nobody in the stands.
I don't either. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I mean, as long
It's a
as
weird
everybody
time, man.
does the right testing that they're doing for everything else,
Right.
everything is copacetic and you can play and every player is clean. Why not? Right?
Man,
I guess
you
it's
got
just
me.
they want the money.
It is the money. It's all about the money.
It's gotta be.
Everything's about the money. NBA's got it going on right, man, because they're playing in the empty arena. They're testing. The players can't leave the bubble.
Right, I
They're
heard about that.
Yeah, they're playing in Orlando, man, and they which the NBA is always usually the ones who set the bar on stuff, especially whenever it comes to player safety. And I mean, it's not really a rough sport. It is. It's rougher than a lot of people think, but they're
and that's a wear out sport. It'll wear you out running back and forth.
constantly running, man. Constantly. You got to be a fucking stud to do that shit.
Dude,
Hold on 1 second, man. I'm gonna grab me a bottle of water.
All right.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, I got a little dry mouth myself.
Dude, I went for a run at the park today, man, and I intended to get 3. I don't know how hot it is there, but it's fucking hot here. Dude. Look, I would try to get 3 miles in, and I'm like, all right, I got through the first mile. I was like, I want to take a little break. And then I walked for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I'm good to go. I probably ran another quarter of a mile. I was like, man, fuck this shit, dude. I'm going home, man. Too goddamn hot.
I've been trying to get myself to get back into running because I actually miss it, which is weird because I've always been the fat kid that said fuck running. And on top of that, I've got asthma. So I've been like, when I did do it, I would be like, but I still didn't care. I'm like, by the time I stopped, I kind of enjoyed it. Now I kind of miss it. But now I'm working so much, I don't even have time to go out and run.
I hear you, man.
And
I'm glad somebody's working.
Well, I'm working what I can, being an Uber driver. If nobody's going nowhere.
Look, man, I picked up doing DoorDash, man, because everything's so slow. I finally got another gig lined up, and I worked at my last place for like 13 years, man. That just ain't good. I mean, they can't. Yeah. Nobody wants to buy anything, or they especially like shit like that.
Exactly. I mean, the old job I was working at, the printing company, they're still going on right now, and I'm like, dude, how are y'all still actually working? I mean, I get it. People are printing banners, still open.
Yeah.
Certain time open, certain things, but like everybody's still at work.
They probably got like a big customer with like the place that I used to work at got a Purell as the labels. They do the labels, right. So they're working 7 days a week right now. They're slammed. But yeah, enough shop talk.
So I gotta ask, since from Memphis, the barbecue, spicy or sweet?
It's more sweet, unfortunately. Yeah.
Why? I mean, come on. Dude. A nice spice is good.
Well, see, it depends, man, because the classic Memphis style barbecue that everybody puts on a pedestal is sweet, and I don't like it. But there's some places like barbecue shops on Madison's got pretty good barbecue. Commissary's got some fire. I took Scotty D and Big Scott to Commissary when they were coming through to go to the gathering like 2 or 3 years ago, and I think they liked it pretty good.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to Scotty next Wednesday.
No shit.
Yeah.
I said, what's up, man?
I will. I was actually thinking about getting a hold of Scott. You think he would get on the podcast?
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't. I would love to hear him talk about tell some stories from the foundation, man. I would love that.
Speaking of which, I was thinking about getting like a little riff-raff show together, like where everybody gets on it.
I mean, I would come, but right now I don't have any of my old music.
No, I mean like the Zoom call, the podcast.
Oh, the Zoom call. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like a show, like putting a show together. I was
Right.
like, I want to get perform again, but I got to get some songs in the bank first.
You know what? I actually got 3 of your songs.
No shit. Which ones?
Probably Escape, Prodigy, and the one about Catwoman.
Oh, so you have the Escape from Arkham little
Right.
EP thing that I put together.
Those were
Yeah.
the only ones I could ever find.
Yeah, I have some, but I would have to go through like a ton of CDs to find them, and none of them are excuse me, instrumentals. They're all recorded, and I don't want to be the guy that put the CD in there that
Gotcha.
well, they don't even do CDs anymore. See, I hadn't performed in so long, I don't even know how it's done anymore. I'm relearning everything.
I'm sure Nick and Shy and all them know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know
Chris.
Nick does. Nick and Chris, neither one, or Slack. I don't think Slack's stopped either. I mean, he takes breaks, but
yeah,
put out.
He was doing a freestyle the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's still put a little WD-40 on it every now and again, kind of keep it lubed up. But I mean,
right. How did you get into the producing thing, the making the music?
I was kind of, sort of forced into it, but not really. I kind of forced myself into it because I wanted. See, when I grew up, it was like 1997. Whenever I graduated high school, when I got out of high school, dude, I was all about punk rock and metal, and I was in a band with a couple guys that I went to school with, and then I got turned on to ICP, the Riddle Box album in '97, and I listened to some 3-6 Mafia,
right,
a little bit. Everybody down here listened to 3-6 Mafia, but
of course,
when they dropped World Domination was when I really got into 3-6 Mafia, and I just so I was in the band with my friends Justin and Ron, and we kind of, I don't know, man, we just kind of didn't know how to play.
What'd you play?
Drums.
I can see
could
that.
play, I could play a little guitar, I could play a little bass, I like to know just enough about something that it sounds like I know what the fuck I'm doing. so I would just like pick up and learn a little bit here and there, but so we kind of just quit playing after a while, and my friend Ron is real big into like computer stuff, and back then he was getting all these programs bootleg, and I'd been wanting to rap, but I grew up, the town I grew up in had 777 people in it, so it wasn't like, and social media was non-existent pretty much, so there wasn't like I had a whole lot of producers to kind of like go around and ask if I could get beats.
Influence from.
Right, and but my friend Ron was on a website called horrorcore.com. I don't know if you ever heard of it or not.
I heard of it.
It's old ass website. But anyway, he was on the forums on there, and he turned me on to a couple of people, and he downloaded me a pirated version of Fruity Loops, like the old.
Oh my God.
Man, I got some of these. I was telling somebody the other day, I got some old ass tracks that will never see light of day because they are fucking garbage, man. They're the worst thing you've ever heard in your life.
That's exactly why they need to see the light of day.
Man. Well, maybe someday, man, but I don't know. I'm not ready.
I mean, even just playing them just to laugh at them afterwards.
Oh, I do when I'm alone. I don't want anybody else to laugh at it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I just, I got that Fruity Loops, and he put it on my old ass computer, and I literally sat in front of the computer for 6 or 7 hours trying to figure everything out, and then went to bed, woke up next morning, jumped right back on it, and it's kind of my thing, man. I feel like out of everything I've done musically, production is my bread and butter, man.
So, have you ever heard of a program called Magic?
I've heard of it, never used it.
So back in the day, around 2000, I told my mom I wanted to get into music production. And for Christmas, she got me this janky ass music production called Magic. Okay. And I put together, I think, ended up 5 beats that ended up kind of sounding techno-ishy, but they were just
Right.
pretty much just loops for
Oh,
would
okay,
then
okay.
loop and just looped it for song length until I
Right.
would figure out what I wanted to actually do with them. Then I never touched them ever again. And then I moved up to Maryland one day, and I just to see if they would do it, I took it up to Hot Topic where I was working. I was like, here, just put this in. I made these beats one day, and literally they did. And when one of them was playing, somebody asked if we had the CD for sale. That was like the only time I felt good about those beats
No shit.
because I thought
Yeah.
they were trash.
I promise you, man, if you listen to some of the first beats that I made, you'd be like, can we listen to something else, please?
You
Now?
probably laugh at the beats that I was just talking about. Be like, they're not bad, but they're you're exactly what you said, just a loop.
Yeah. Well, see, now, my stuff that I made earlier wasn't looped. Like I was actually trying to play music. You know, I knew how to play drums, so I knew how to lay the beat down.
Right.
And I didn't have a MIDI board like I have now. It was just like it was all like mouse and just playing by ear because I still don't know. I mean, I know the notes.
Doing
like
going to the hi hit, click it, and see.
Yeah. Delete it, go back and click. You know, it's just a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, I think I sat on there for at least 12 hours the first day just trying to fuck with the beat for the first time. And I made it, and then I was going to render it, and my computer crashed, and I lost it all. And I was
that's another
pissed.
thing.
I woke up the next day, and I started over, and it finally became beat number 1 that I made.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've lost so much music over the years with all those crappy ass computers I had back in the day. I mean,
and then the way the programs would run weren't any better, but luckily they've gotten better since then.
Oh yeah. I just bought a brand new computer and this thing runs like a champ, man. I have no complaints.
What are you using?
It's just a Dell Inspiron, I think. You know.
No, I mean like the program.
Oh, I'm still using FL Studios, or it's called FL Studio now, but it's still Fruity Loops, man. First thing I ever used.
See, I'm starting to learn video editing, and I'm using this program called DaVinci Resolve. It's got audio editing in it. It's got color grading. It's actually the standard industry for it, and it's got. I can do graphics, designs, like the whole stuff you see where animation and stuff. It's pretty much got everything you need to do with video editing all into one, except for since I've got the free version of it right now, some of it's not able to be used, kind of like the stabilization. Can't use the stabilization on it. Sucks, but I mean, of course, you can't just give everything away for free.
What does it cost?
It's called. It costs $2.99.
Yeah, that's about what FL Studio runs. See, FL Studio has a video editor in it too, but it's not it's not that I mean, it's just kind of like basic stuff, you know. Have you seen the beat visuals that I've been posting?
I have.
Recent beats. Okay, see, it just does stuff like that, like, you know, where you can kind of like put pictures in it, but I'm sure you could put video in it. Right. But it's called Game X something. It's some weird name.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. I first started learning on the freaking Windows Media Player or Windows Movie Maker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I first started editing with video, and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually not bad at this. I'm pretty sure if I got a real program, I could do some good. And now that I've got a real program, man, it's a lot to learn.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna shoot a show, you're gonna need to learn how to edit some video, man.
Well, actually, you could hire an editor, but I actually want to be the editor of the show.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I was so ready to get started on that because the whole thing about it is I was gonna get what's it called? God, I'm blanking on it right now. Where
Pilot.
everybody comes together and
Oh, the table.
mixer,
Table.
kind of like a mixer,
Oh yeah.
and kind of like a mixer to where everybody's talking and getting to know each other, and it's just that industry. You know,
Right.
I was going to throw a couple of those, but they were going to actually also be kind of a backwards disguise ball of fundraising.
Hmm.
And well, it wasn't going to be a disguise because I'd let everybody know that it was going to be fun. The money would go to the funding of it, but I was
Right.
going to have raffles and everything. I had all this planned out for this year to get it started, and this fucking happens. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, we are.
They're putting so much restrictions on making movies, and just in Hollywood, just the restrictions for Hollywood. I mean,
Yeah.
God, this would be independent.
I've come to the conclusion that we are going to lose 2020 completely. I mean, it's just, we might as well just chalk it up as a lost year.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, 2020 was supposed to be like a year where everything was supposed to be at least funny because of 2020.
Right.
April was supposed to be the stoners month. And
Oh, yeah.
they're like, no,
2020,
sorry.
2020. Yeah, you don't get to do that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, it's not legal over there, is it?
In Arkansas, it is. I've got my card, so.
Oh, in Arkansas. Okay.
I get to smoke legally. But yeah, I'm in West Memphis now, so I'm just like right across the bridge now. They're trying to pass a bill where you can smoke recreationally, but they're putting such steep restrictions on the grow laws. See, now we can't even grow, period. It's not like Oklahoma where they can have up to like, I think Clay told me it was like 12 plants that you can have at once. And Arkansas, it's no plants. Like, you cannot grow. You have to buy from a dispensary, and that's it. But and they want to pass the recreation laws to where you can't grow either. But there's some kind of I don't know.
If you can't grow, how are they gonna get it?
Well, I mean, we have dispensaries, but the coalition.
Okay, you mean like grow personal use?
Right.
Okay.
Like you have to buy from the dispensary. The dispensaries can grow all they want. They can get rich. You just can't save some money and grow your own.
I wonder if it's like it is here, because here you can't even get a bank account if it has to deal with anything like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have medical?
Not at all. But we have CBD out the ass.
Yeah, CBD.
It's like every other shop is CBD now.
I can't get with the CBD, man. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. It does nothing. I mean, I know it does. I'm not talking about like get high, because obviously, right. Like, I bought some shit because my elbows are all jacked up from lifting weights and stuff, man. And I bought some CBD shit that's supposed to, ease the pain. I could smell the capsaicin in it. So I know it had like Bengay or some shit in it.
Right.
But it still didn't do anything.
That's what I told my wife, that she had gotten some for her knees because she was a waitress in her back. And as soon as she opened it, I was like, dude, that smells exactly like Bengay.
Yeah, I just rather just smoke, man. Just smoke some, that'll make it stop hurting.
I mean, I've gotten some CBD to where the vape pens, to where like if I was in my car for work, didn't want it to smell. And I don't even do the vape pens anymore because it gives me a headache. But they would actually calm me down. I could feel me calm down with the CBD vape pens, but I mean, I can't stand them.
I've never tried a vape pen, I don't think. If I have, I didn't know it.
Don't try it. It's not worth it. It gives you a headache. It's not worth it. I mean, I'm not even a fan of edibles because for some reason all the ones I've had doesn't do much to me. So I'm like, man, fuck it.
I have an edible story. I went to Oregon, to Portland, to hang out with a buddy of mine out there. Like, I think it was like last January. It had to be last January. I know it wasn't this one, but anyway. So first time I'd ever been to a dispensary. So I'm like a kid in a candy store, dude. I want some of this, I want some of that, I want, and I get this package of gummies, except for it's a package of gummies, but it only has one square gummy in it. That's about like an inch by an inch. So,
Right.
you know, we go back to his crib and we smoke and we'll start to sober up. And I'm like, man, I'm going to eat this gummy. And I didn't read the back of it or anything. I just opened it up and threw it in my fucking mouth. You're supposed to cut it into 3 one way and then 3 the other way, and then eat one little small piece like this. Well, I threw the whole thing. Dude, I've never been that high in my life. Look, I'll tell you how high I got. I had flown down that day, and I fucking freaked out because I was so far away from home, and I kind of just started panicking. I almost went back to the fucking airport. I was like, man, I got to go home.
Oh my God.
So I had to go to sleep it off.
I've never had that experience. I mean, for me, I've always had like a high tolerance for like everything.
I don't know, man. There's been two times when I've gotten that high. I almost called ambulance once. It was when the real good, because you know you grew up around the same time I did.
Right.
If Texas is anything like Arkansas or Memphis or Tennessee or anything, they didn't have real good. I mean, they had good weed, but it wasn't like fucking shit they have now, man.
Oh no.
I had a friend of mine give me a little nugget of some, dang, I don't even know what it was. And he's like, don't smoke all that in the joint. And, you know, I'm like 22 years old. I'm like, man, fuck you, dude. Don't tell me how to smoke. I'm going to smoke this whole thing. I sat out there and smoked. I was married at the time, and I was outside grilling burgers. And I had it rolled up. I smoked about 3/4 of it and went in the house and laid in the bed to calm down. And I thought I was going to have to call the cops. And this was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, about 11 o'clock at night, my wife comes in there and shakes me. She's like, you burn everything on the fucking grill. I was like, I was dying, excuse me, for fucking burgers.
Dude, there was this one time I was a freshman in high school. My stepbrother comes home with a friend of his. He was like, hey, man, come outside. I want to talk to you for a second. I'm like, fuck, man, what? What do you want to talk to me about? He's like, just come outside. I'm like, all right. So he comes out. He's like, here, have some of this. And he hands me a joint. I take one hit. I cough. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going back in. My girlfriend's about to call. I'm going to go talk to her. Then we had the landlines. You know, we actually had to be by the phone.
Yeah.
And so she calls. Next thing I know, I'm just staring at the White Zombie video for the Airheads movie. And I'm just going like, man, White Zombie got a new video out? She's like, are you stoned? I'm like, no, not at all. Now I'm over here.
Was that the first time you ever got high?
No, that wasn't.
Oh, it just had some fire, huh?
Yeah, every now and then Texas would get some really good shit. I've got oh my God, I've got some stories about some good shit. Like, I've almost got arrested twice because of it.
No shit.
One matter of fact, it was me, a friend of this guy that I was in a rock band with, and that was when I was attempting to try to be a rock singer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this girl, him, her brother, and her brother's friend. So they're like, hey, where can we go to smoke this? I'm like, I got a place. Because this was a place I'd go and smoke before they just started developing, which they just started not too long ago. And so we go, we smoke. She's broken up the weed, you know. And this girl's a dealer, so she just picked up a half ounce so she can sell to her friends. So we have a half ounce. We got some broken up, crumbled on there already. And then she's cutting up the blunt with this guy's knife that's like a knife like this. I don't even know why he had it on him. It was, and so all of a sudden I see a cop pull up behind us with no lights on. I'm like, cop. She looks over, huh? And then my friend comes up and goes, hey, a cop just pulled up. What? I'm like, you fucking bitch. She fucking dumps the weed right there next to the door, throws the sack into these like little bushes.
No,
he gets caught. They spotlight right where she's batting at the weed bag. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking jail. So
Yeah.
we get out the back. There's 2 cop cars that end up showing up. They search around her brother's car first, find 440s. They're 15, 6, no, they're 16 and 17. Okay. And so they're like, well, you got 2 options. You can either go to jail or you can dump them out. So they go and dump them out.
Hell yeah. That's an
The
easy
other cop
decision.
is looking around my car where exactly with a flashlight where she dumped the weed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. Then looked exactly where she was batting the weed, didn't look down where it fell, and then walked around the car, picked up the cigar on the other side because it had rolled, looked at it. There's a cut in it that long, and he didn't see it. Brings it to me and brings it to us and goes, who smokes? I'm like, I'm the only one 18. I smoke. So he goes, here's your cigar. Gives me a cigar and noticed the cut. I'm like, how the fuck did he not see this? Okay, they're like, then they do their little talk. At this time, Rowlett cops were known for taking your weed and letting you go. So they go do their little huddle. They come back. All right, y'all go, but this property's no trespassing over here. They just started developing. You can't be over here. I'm like, all right, no problem. They're like, okay, let's wait a couple hours and go back. I'm like, fuck you. You don't know Rowlett. Wait till shift change, then you go.
Right.
We go at shift change. That shit was still there.
No shit.
No shit. I
bet she was
so
happy.
fucking surprised.
When she
I'm
threw
like,
a whole
oh
hat
my
bounce out the
God.
window.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
still there. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I could go all day long on almost going to jail stories.
Oh,
I've
God.
been lucky, very lucky.
I have not. I've had an incident, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get the name LeVay?
I gave it to myself. It's just I don't know, man. It was honestly, it was like I just like Anton LaVey. I was a big fan of him back in the day. I'm not really religious of any kind of religion. Like I'm not Satanist or anything. Or I told somebody one time it's kind of like a what do you call it, oxymoron? It's like it's something
like Microsoft Works.
Right. Exactly. There you go. But it's I don't know, man. I wanted to go for something dark, sinister, because that's the way I always portrayed my persona, and my music was kind of dark back then. I don't. I may have to come up with a new name, because my shit now don't sound. It's not dark. It's like kind of melodic. To be honest with you, a lot of it is.
Hey, I mean, you can stick with the name. The name's just a name.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Maybe I'll change it from maybe I'll go with just like cut it in half, just Bay or something like that.
So what was it like playing The Gathering back in 07?
Besides
hot.
Oh, it was totally hot. And I only remember, the only part of that gathering that I remember is my performance, because that was just like a whirlwind of, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the pictures of me just blackout fucking drunk. Performing at the gathering was my second favorite performance that I ever did, except for when I came on stage. As soon as I walked on stage, there was like a little, like a step, and I was so pumped up I didn't see the step. I thought I was just walking straight on the stage, and I rolled my fucking ankle. So I thought I broke it, dude. That's how bad I rolled it. And I played it off. I played it off pretty good. I thought I did anyway, but I was limping around the whole time. And I was just like, if I can just get to the front of the stage, just stand there and don't move, just, you'll be fine. And Bloodshot's, he's tripping on acid during my set, and he's just gooned out of his mind. And
oh my God,
Nick carried my set. Nick and Bloodshot pretty much carried my set, because I was in pain.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Me and Bloodshot that Saturday,
Yeah.
he looked at me and was like, hey man, we're at the gathering. It's Saturday. Let's get fucked up. So we're like, all right, let's do it. So he's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. Well, what the fuck you want to do? He's like, let's trip. I'm like, all right, fuck it. It's been a while. I'm down. And so we go and we look and we find somebody. You're like, yeah. And then it ends up being bunk. So we get a little upset. So we find another person that says they're selling it. We give them the
Right.
whole spiel. It better not be bunk, because we just got ripped off, blah, blah, blah. Well, that was bunk too. So we're pissed at this time. We find out
Savages, man.
we found out this one person we go to, they're like, we go, do you know where to get any acid? And he goes, okay, you see that light down there at the end? Just wait right there. And about within 5 to 10 minutes, a guy in a tie-dyed shirt will come down to you. I'm like,
No
this
shit.
sounds like some crazy ass bus
Hippie shit.
cop shit right here. This is a setup. So we go down there. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So we go down there. We're waiting. We're talking. Just not even 2 minutes go by. Here comes this dude in a tie-dyed shirt, straight to us. And we give him the whole spiel. This better not be bunk, And then he goes, look at me. Does it look like I sell bunk acid? We look at him. No. Dude, later on, it started hitting us as soon as Twisted hit the stage. So the rest of that night, we were just out walking all night, walking so much, we got blisters on our feet. So the rest of the trip, we were going, ow, ow, ow.
I know Bloodshot, he wasn't feeling shit Sunday whenever I performed.
Oh, no.
He was still
we were
going.
up all night that night before.
Yeah, he told me whenever we were about to go on stage, like, dude, because I guess he was with you the whole time, or because when he come up, because he came up to me and he was like, hey man, I want to perform with you. I was like, all right, and he's like, I'm tripping my balls off. I was like, yeah, your pupils are like pin needles, dude.
Yeah, we were gone all night long. I just remember looking and having one conversation with him about him tripping out about being able to roll weed, and there was a cop right over there, and he not doing nothing about it.
No, them cops didn't give a
Only
fuck,
conversation man. I remember about that night.
Good times, man. I got blackout drunk during who was it that was performing? I think it had to be 3-6 Mafia, because I remember them playing like 3 songs, and then do you remember Angela, the blonde chick, real tall from Oklahoma, that was down there, had glasses kind of like mine?
I don't
You
know,
probably don't remember.
maybe.
She come to a couple shows, but she had like this big ass thermos full of whiskey, and I was already drunk, so we're down there just chugging that while we're watching 3-6 Mafia. Apparently, I took my shirt off down there somewhere, went barreling through the crowd, and I fell down in a big group of people. Luckily, and then everybody started laughing and going, it's LeVay, it's LeVay. And I raised up. I don't remember this, but I was told this. And I raised up, and Stockwell's sitting there, Scotty D, Scott, Oxy. Like I just so happened to fall in our group. And Stockwell almost beat my ass until he saw who I was. Because I think I fell right on him. And then they're like, what the fuck? Oh, shit, it's LeVay. It was awesome.
The funny thing is, my wife asked me, what's the first memory of him you have? I'm like, dude, the first memory I have of him was at this place called The Foundation. I was sitting up in like the VIP area. And so LeVay comes up. He's already drunk. I don't remember what time of the night it is. But he's drunk and he trips up the stairs.
Yeah. Dude. Oh man, I got that place was that was one of my favorite places of all time. The basement especially, but my favorite performance that I ever had was at the one that was
The Foundation
in town. Yeah, the Foundation.
Yeah, I never got to go to any of the basements, man.
Oh, bro, you missed out. That was where it was at.
I was working at Volkswagen then, and I would work, and then I'd get off at 10, and I'd look at it, and I'd be like, okay, I'm off tomorrow. But by the time I get there, it's going to be 1 or 2 o'clock. Is anybody even still going to be awake? Because nobody would even tell me what all went down at the parties or when they ended or whatever. So I didn't know that they would go well into the night. By the time, if I would have got there too, it would have still been okay.
Oh yeah, man. Sometimes they were all weekend. I mean, underground. What was the two? I think they had a 2-night show, right?
Yeah, they
The
had a
Underground
2-night show
Unite.
one time, but that was or at least that I know of, that was at the Foundation.
I
I don't
think
know
they
about
did
the
one.
basement.
I think they
They
did one at
may
the
have.
basement too, but I'm not really sure. I might be
You
making
know
this
what?
shit
I
up.
think that might have been one of the last few ones that they had at the basement.
It was. I'm pretty sure. They had. I performed at 2. The last 2 they had. The Underground Unites, and then there was another one that was just like, I think it was might have been, no, it wasn't a Halloween show, because we did the Halloween show at Scott's house that year, Scott and Shannon's house. But and then the cops came, told us to shut it down. McNasty did his set, and I think Slack might have did his set, but yeah.
Okay.
Mushrooms that night.
Oh man, it's been forever since I've done mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
I try to stay away from the psychedelics.
Yeah, I try to stay away from acid. If I do any, it has to be shrooms.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're fun, but the last few times that I've done mushrooms, it took me to a bad place.
They got
I'm
intense,
good, man.
huh?
I'm good, man. Yeah, they were too potent, I guess.
Yeah. The second to last time I did shrooms, I was just in a ball on a couch, and I watched it was this Paul Rudd and I think Patton Oswalt cartoon movie. Dude, it was so fucking weird because they were talking about killing somebody, and they killed somebody they were doing it just to further their career. And then they were talking about it, then they actually did it, and they're like, I was just talking about it. Why'd you actually do it? I'm like,
you're going through all these emotions.
I was just lost in the premise of what the fuck am I actually watching?
Yeah, dude, I'll just stick with smoking weed, man. I'm too old for that other shit.
So how did the riffraff start? Like, actually start?
That's a question that you would probably have to ask Scott and them, because they were already riffraff before I got there. Like they had all had, or a couple of them had their elbow tats already. I know Scott had his, Eddie had his, I think Nick had his, Slack may have had his. I think I was the last one to get mine. I think I was the last one to come in on that. I come in right at the end of it.
I still need to get mine. Shit.
Still got mine.
I mean, I'm feel naked. I need way more tattoos than I actually have.
Yeah, me too. I'll need to get my sleeves finished up, man. I got like half this arm done, and then the back's not done.
You're doing what? A horror theme on one side, right?
Yeah. I was, man. I don't know. I'm not really dead set on that. I just, when I find something I like, now, I'll get it. I'd really like to go and get Eddie to finish up this arm, because I promised him that this was his arm and he was going to finish it. But I haven't spoken to Eddie, and I don't even know if he's tattooing anymore.
I mean, I don't know. He got on the religious thing and he just went full bore into it. I heard he had a shop in Oklahoma.
In Tulsa, right?
I want to say it was Tulsa, yeah.
See, when he left Southtown, I think that's where he went, was to Tulsa. But I mean, like I said, bro, I haven't talked to Eddie in at least 10 or 12 years.
Last time I talked to him was right after the move.
Yeah, I think that's when I talked to him. I talked to him right before, so you've probably spoken to him before I have.
And I mean, it's been almost just as I haven't spoke with Scott in a long time either. Last time I talked to him, I told him I was thinking about doing a documentary kind of like on the underground rap, of the horrorcore rap. And he was like, "Well, I may have some of the old basement footage for you to put on there." I'm like, "Dude, that would be awesome."
Hell yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, and then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? A documentary about the Riff Raff would be awesome, because I mean, that year it was like the Riff Raff, American Riff Raff,
Yeah.
just
It was the
like all
best
of a
year of my
sudden it
life.
went doom, and then it just splintered off and went to nothing.
Yeah. I
Like
don't even
Shy
know.
stopped doing music. Everybody stopped doing music, kind of like at the same time. It was kind of like, well, that was nowhere.
I'm trying to piece together because like I said, that year was awesome. It was probably the best year of my life, and I got two kids. So, but it was like I don't know, man. I don't know how that all dissipated like that. I think who stopped first? Was it me or was it Shy?
I think you stopped because your computer got stolen.
All
And
my
then,
shit got stolen.
and not too long after that, I think Shy started a rock band and kind of just fell
That's
out.
right.
And his rock band kind of broke up, and he kind of just stepped away from music for a little while to raise his kids.
Right. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
yeah, I'll
I
probably
remember the
talk to
rock
him
band.
more about that when I talk to him.
Oh, so you're gonna get him on too?
Yeah, he said he's busy at the moment, but next time he'll be able to do some stuff like that will be in August. So to get a hold of him then.
So who all do you have lined up?
Right now, I just actually yesterday. Oh my God, you were supposed to be the first one I talked to,
Uh-huh.
and then I was supposed to talk to Bill Allen, the star from Rad, the movie Rad.
Right.
And so I kind of ended up him being the first one, and it was a bad day for that, I guess, for everybody that day, because nothing was going right on my end either. I mean, I even ended up with a leak over here in our living room. It
Oh
sucks.
man.
And so we're waiting on them to get a hold of us so they can fix it. I've already sent in 2 requests, but yeah, it's been
Yeah.
that kind of. And so it didn't stop with the podcast. Like halfway through it, my brain just went whoop, reset. I'm like, what do I talk about? And I had all my notes in front of me. I'm like, because like he started hitting everything I had on my notes. I'm like, you're making me run out of things to say. But I had a whole bunch of other stuff I didn't have written down. And then halfway
Right.
through it, my brain went whoop, nope, shut down, restart. And I
So
just
how did you
kind of like stepped through the last part of the podcast interview, and I'm like, oh, that was terrible.
how did you get in touch? How did you get him on the show?
So it's actually a weird thing. So back in the day, I'm a big fan of Rad. I always
Right.
liked BMX and skateboarding, even though I couldn't skateboard. I was more of a BMXer. So there was this image of a drawing concept of the Hell Track, what was called Hell Track, which was the big race in the end of the movie that he had a race to get, and he won. And so there was this place out here for extreme sports where they do motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, and BMX. I don't know if they do BMX anymore, but I was like, if anybody can build this place, it's them. So I took it and I put it on their Facebook wall, and I'm like, hey, Texplex, how about building this? Well, 6 months later, they announced they're building Hell Track.
Oh shit.
And so still, I got no invite. I didn't even get to go. You know, I gave them the idea and they didn't even hook me up, you know. But no, he came to town with this guy, and somehow I found out. I don't even know how I found out. And they introduced what they called the Rad Army, which is kind of been put on hold for right now, but it was kind of like a fan club type thing.
Right.
And the first, I think, there was like 25 people there. We got to go like on a little bike ride with Bill and all that, and he told stories. We got to watch the movie with him, and so I actually was writing a script for Rad 2. you know, kind of like
Yeah.
years later, this is what happened, you know.
Right.
And he's going back to the town, to the hell track that's all fucking demolished and tore up, and just history has taken its toll on it because everybody's forgotten about BMX pretty much.
Right.
And so he was going to bring it back to life, you know.
That's a
And
pretty
so
dope premise, though.
I thought so. And I mean, I had like the first 25 pages written and I'd given it to him. But of course, I'm sure he probably didn't read it. You know, you know,
What an asshole.
just some asshole I just met is giving me a script to read.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I actually didn't even expect him to read it. It was just, what if he does? You know, I
But,
can't miss the opportunity.
Yeah, hey man,
know?
you never know. If you don't take a swing, you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know what could happen.
It's automatic no if you don't ask.
Right.
So I was like, I'll give it to him. And then I was also interested in doing a premise for, I was expecting to get $10,000, a $10,000 check that kind of didn't end up going away to where I wasn't able to get it. And I was going to make a documentary on the Hell Track event. And so I ended up with his number. Because I had talked to him about that, so I'd got his number. And so when it all fell apart, I still had his number, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give him a call and see what he says. And I sent him a text and didn't give him a call. Don't know why. I just did. Probably because I don't really know him. I mean,
yeah, that's how we do it in 2020. We text. We don't call.
Exactly.
my kids don't call anybody. Like, they'll either FaceTime me or they'll text me. They don't call. They don't do audio.
Like, I'm hardly ever on Facebook, but my son, the only reason why I have pretty much Facebook is because of my son. He'll call me on Facebook Messenger through the video chat. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
how's it going? That's all he'll ever call me. He won't even call me on the phone. It's got to be through that. You know, and I don't mind because he lives in Houston, so I don't ever get to see him. So that's a way to see him. You know, so but it's at, like, every time he calls, I know exactly it's a video call. I mean,
that's how these
like,
kids
you
roll,
don't know
man.
the pains of having that cord stretch.
Or the phone bill, like the long distance calls. Like, I remember my dad, when he first got a cell phone, the motherfucker was like that big, dude. It was like Roman Greco, or not Roman Greco.
I remember my parents got a car phone that you can take in and out. It was like this fat, you know, and about that tall, and the phone set on top with the antenna sticking out.
Yeah.
And it cost $1.25 a minute. And I did not know that. And I called a friend of mine for 30 minutes.
Dude, I thought my dad was gonna kill me one day, man. Look, he kept his big ass, 10-pound phone on his belt, like he'd keep it on his side right here. But I don't know, I just got a visual whenever you was showing how big it was, man. I was like, I remember he had that big ass phone on his belt all the time. But I run his phone up. I think it was like $300. I started dating this chick who lived, like, she didn't even live that far away, man. She was in like the next I don't know, like county or something, or the next town, and that was long distance because I lived on a county line. So this way was, 1 mile that way was long distance for me. But and all my friends lived across that line. So yeah, he was like, you can only call motherfuckers after 7 o'clock at night and on the weekends, because that's when I get free minutes. I was like, all right, man, I'll take that.
It was weird because here for the longest time, we didn't have area codes. So when we dialed out, we just had to dial like 555 1970, you know?
Really?
So the only time we had to dial 1 was if they had the same area code. And if they had the same area code, they were long distance.
Right.
So I actually remember the year it happened too, because it was 98 when we lost that, because my girlfriend, my son's mom at the time, her family came down to watch her graduate, and they were like, well, our phone number is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, we don't have to worry about area codes. A year later, we have to worry about area codes. I'm like, son of a bitch. I shouldn't have said that.
So see what happens if someone from outside of your state or your city tries to call you, they just dial blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Dial the numbers and it goes through.
They would dial the like if you were calling, like say you were calling me, then you would have to dial the area code number. 1 plus the area code number, then
right. But okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So like
honestly,
only in town.
That's what I'm guessing because I was a kid and I only knew people in town. So I never made those calls outside of town. And by then it was free. God, I remember the pagers though. Just begging for cell phones. When we had the pagers, they were like, God, I wish we had a cell phone so we wouldn't have to go to the fucking pay phones.
Yeah. I know, didn't they have like pagers where like, was it just the number that showed up or was it like a little text, like a little short text? Like
they ended up with pagers that had the short text because I had one.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, it would slide in and out and, you know, had 3 little buttons, you know, you look kind of cool just flipping through. And it'd have like a 1-line message that it took the person 10 minutes to send you.
Would it scroll by real slow, kind of like the what do they call it? The ticker at the bottom of ESPN, just
right
across real slow.
And if you miss it, you're like, "Fuck! What'd the first of it say?" And you have to wait for it again.
Yeah, I never got a pager. I didn't. No, I don't like talking on the phone. So
I don't either. I'm not even a real talker, which is weird about doing a podcast either.
Well, you seem to be talking pretty fine to me, man.
Well, it's been years since we've talked.
Yeah, true.
Since actually talk. I mean, we talk every now and then over text, you know, to see what's up, but not like an actual conversation. Yeah, even with my son, it's kind of like a hard thing to do. I have to go a while. That way I have things to talk about.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the good thing about my kids is I don't have to talk because they both love to talk, especially my daughter. God, oh, she's kind of like me. She doesn't like to talk to anybody unless it's family, and then she will not shut the fuck up. and my son's like, he's like real brainy, man. So he's just like always thinking about stuff. I mean, my daughter's smart too. She's just more smart ass.
Yeah, that's my son. More smart ass than anything.
Well, she gets it. She comes by honestly. I mean, she acts exactly like I do. Exactly.
That's my son, just like me.
She never had a chance.
My wife is like, I don't like when y'all two get together. Y'all are so big of a smart ass put together. No, it's just y'all team up on me. The only reason why I like you around every now and then is because sometimes you have my back.
Yeah, me and my kids have a group chat going on, and sometimes we'll just get going. We'll sit there and crack jokes on each other. My kids are savages, man. Both of them got sense of humor like comedians.
Same here. Oh my God, my son could be a comedian if he actually put time in and actually try to do it. He could do it.
You should get him to try to like an open mic, man.
Dude, I've tried so much. It's just he's super embarrassed. He gets super embarrassed easy, just like me. Like the night of the Riff Raff show, the very first show I put together, dude, I had to get so much alcohol down me that night before I got on stage just to host it. I mean,
dude,
I had to have a buzz just to get up there. And by the end of the night, I don't even remember the night.
Yeah, that's how I was every time I got on stage. I was like, nerves. And then once I get up there, man, I'm like,
So, awesome. How'd you come up with the name Planet Nothing?
That's a good question, man. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. It was kind of like I really wanted something catchy, but I didn't want something that came off as cocky. Because you know how like you see all these, I don't know, a lot of rappers and a lot of producers come up with these like cocky names like Moneybag Yo and or what, you know, just something like that. And I was like,
Cash Money Records.
Cash Money. I ain't got no money, so I ain't got nothing. So this is my planet, but this is my planet. So you're planet, you know, Planet Nothing. It was me and a group of friends started a rap group. Like when I first started rapping, called Dead Face, which is where the Dead Face
Right.
tattoo comes from. And we worked under the umbrella Pine Box Entertainment. So for the longest time, it was Pine Box. Whenever I'd make a beat, I'd tell it to somebody, and it's just a label. Pine Box Entertainment.
Right.
And we kind of had a falling out, so I had to come up with something new, and I just kind of threw that together. Honestly, bro, I just pulled it out of my ass. To be honest with you.
Well, I mean, that's a dope ass name just to come out of your ass.
I thought so too. I was like, that's not too bad, man.
I mean, yeah. When I heard it, I was like, that's actually pretty fucking catchy. I mean, because when I first started, when I started working with music, I started managing a group, and I was trying to make a record label, and I was calling it Tagger Entertainment.
Right, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah. And so when they broke up, it kind of fizzled away, and then I'm like, you know what? I like it, but I don't like it no more.
Yeah, man, the music, I love making music, which is why I still kind of fuck with it a little bit. But as far as like the business side, especially when you're dealing with people who are just trying to get shit out of you for free constantly. I mean, it's like, especially when you make beats, man, you wouldn't believe how many people are just blowing up my inbox. Like, come on, man, how much you sell me a beat for? And I'll throw them a price. Oh man, can I get one for? Do you have any free ones? Or yeah, come on, bro. I mean, look, I do. It's fun to do. And I would literally do it for free, especially for homies. I've done free beats for homies. If they have talent, hell yeah, I'll throw you a beat because you're hooking me up. The way I look at it,
right.
If somebody can rip a beat, yeah, that's yours. If you like it, man, take it. Nick, I've gave Nick beats. I've gave Slack beats. I've gave Bloodshot. I think I gave Bloodshot some beats. I would give Shy some beats. I would have given Shy some beats, but he makes better Memphis style beats than I do. So.
Yeah. The only beat I remember hearing with you and Bloodshot is that one that you did with Slack that you put on the LeVay and Slack EP.
Revenge Ain't Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
did that
the only one I remember. And didn't y'all record that before the gathering?
I don't. Right.
Because I remember we came up to your house. We came up to your house the night before and picked you up before we headed out there. And then we were smoking, and y'all were working on a song all night long. While every now and then when Shy would come in, he'd leave, and then he'd go yell Gears and go play Gears of War. It was like right after Gears of War came out.
Yeah. And no, that wasn't Revenge Ain't Sweet. That was shit, I can't think of the song. But I know it because it has it's on YouTube, and I just produced it. Like I had the beat laying around, and like I said, everybody was at the house, and
right.
Naturally, all of the rappers go straight to the computer and like, okay, what kind of beats you got, man? So I was like, all right, I got this and this and this, and like, well, we got to record something while we're here. I was like, all right, so. They stayed up all night. I passed out, man. I could tell y'all can record it and I'll mix it and master it and put a little something in there whenever I get done. But I think it's called Run and Hide. It was Nick and Bloodshot that did it.
Was it Nick and Bloodshot?
Yeah. And then I got like a little piece that I threw in there. And then,
I thought Shy got on it. I thought you got on it. I thought everybody got on it that night.
I think we recorded a track and it didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to turn out. It's just the way music is, man.
Of course.
A lot of times you record stuff and it just goes in the bank.
Trying it out and see what works, and then one thing that you record one time actually turns into something else.
Right. See, I've had people like friends that wanted to get on tracks actually get mad at me because like they'd come over and they'd record something, and I would like the song, but I didn't really care that much for what they recorded. And then it's no disrespect to anybody or anything, man. But I'm trying to, if you're gonna put your name on something, you want it to be the best it can be. And I'd end up cutting somebody from a song and then putting somebody else on there, and then it's get hurt feelings. My friends will get some hurt feelings or stuff. But I don't know, man. It's like I said, that's part of the music business that I don't like. I don't like the dealings with people, especially sensitive people. Like they don't. You can't take criticism. Like I want to know. I want to know if my shit's garbage. Like if you don't like what I record, tell me to rewrite it. That's just the way I grew up, man. You know.
Right.
A for effort.
Same here. I mean, don't do something half-assed. Do something right.
Right.
If you don't like it, do it again. Do it to where it's right, which is drives my wife nuts. Drives my wife nuts because it turned into OCD with me. Because now it's like if it's not done right, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah. Well, see, and a lot of it had to do with people want to rap, but they don't have the confidence to rap. And I had to learn it the hard way. Like I recorded probably 100 songs before I ever ever put anything online, because I didn't have the confidence. You know, I'd get up there on the mic and just like rapping my shit real modestly, and then when I started getting comfortable with my voice and with my cadence and everything like that, and I started hitting it, and I kind of feel it a little bit, and it just kind of gets you energized. I'm getting a little pumped up thinking about it.
Yeah, like I think I recorded 3 songs, and 2 of them I've never heard after I've recorded them. Oh, yeah. I've never even heard my version laid down. I've just laid it down, and then I've never heard it ever again. And then one I recorded in a friend's closet, and then I'm like, yeah, it's not me. I ain't got the confidence for it. I can't get on.
But you can build that confidence. I mean, it takes patience, but like I said,
that's one reason why I'm doing the podcast. It's to kind of help with the talking.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I'm going to be in the film industry, I've got to be blah 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 with everybody out there, you know. Yeah. So I can't just be like.
Yeah. You definitely have to communicate. So, what's the deal with the web series, man? Like.
Yeah, dude. Until all this thing blows over, I don't know, because it's being, like I was saying earlier, it kind of the funding all came from the gathering thing I was gonna do. So the networking event. That's it. That's what it was. That's what I was trying to do. Networking event. The networking events were good. The money I made from those were gonna help get it started to where I make the GoFundMe video.
Right.
Where I'd get you out here and we'd be in a bar and kind of like do just a little GoFundMe kind of video.
Right.
Kind of with like some of the people that will be in it. I mean, so far you're the only one that has said yes. Chris hadn't even looked at it, so I haven't even asked him to try to do the podcast, so I don't even know if he would.
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, I really don't talk that much to Chris either, but every now and again, like I'll hit him up. Like he made the logo for the Planet Nothing, so
okay,
the little screaming head. But
the animated ones too.
No. I did the animated. Well, okay. It's his design. I just kind of threw it in there, but yeah, he's I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean,
I don't know. Probably because I keep talking about doing a riff raff show and he keeps saying yes, and I keep like, well, nobody's saying yes. Only a couple of people are saying yes. I'm not doing it until everybody says yes.
See, I was gonna bring that up, man. I was gonna say, so when are we doing that riff raff show, bro?
Dude, Shy finally. It was mainly all being held up because Shy was like, no, I'm out of music. I'm like, look, everybody wants to see Shy come back. I mean, yep. And if I can't get at least everybody has to be there. It can't be a riff raff show if everybody's not there. I mean, then even at the time, Slack was like, I'm not really doing it no more, but I'm down. You know, I'll still do it. but Ill wasn't gonna do it. EJ wasn't gonna do it no more. He was like, "I'll just
Nah.
stand and watch." You even said you'd stand and just watch, and you were done.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just nobody keeps doing it. But I've always been down to do it. And then Shy was like, posted the other couple of weeks ago that he was coming to Dallas. I'm like, dude,
Yo, when is he coming to Dallas?
he's coming to Dallas if everything's open up, supposedly in October.
I'm probably gonna make a trip to Dallas because I really want to see my guy fucking kill it.
Right?
And hey,
I told him I was going to be there.
He's booking now, man. So book him.
Oh, shit. I can't afford him right now.
I do me either, man. But,
I mean,
yeah.
eventually that's what I'll. If I can get everybody to say yes to it, to do it, I'm down. But I want everybody to do a Riff Raff show with me, because everybody's been trying to get a Riff Raff show together ever since that first one I did. Mm-hmm. And then they tried to get one a couple of summers ago at a little gathering in Oklahoma. And I'm like, man, that's as close as it's probably ever going to get to a Riff Raff type reunion show type thing.
Oh, that was the one that Slack and Cheese House and Nick and was McNasty there maybe?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
it was that. And I'm like, that's probably as close as it's ever going to get to that. And then Shy pops up with, hey, I'm back. No longer Shy 1, but I'm back. Then he finally releases The Door everybody's been wanting to hear forever.
Well, see, yes, which is a fucking amazing album. Dude,
Isn't
his production, man, it blows me away how he nails that Memphis sound, dude.
And it doesn't even seem as old as it actually is.
No.
Like, some of those tracks are like, what, 10 years old?
Or older, yeah.
Oh my God! And they sound like they just came out of him today.
Right, and well, see, that's a lot of the trap rap shit that they play now is it comes from that Memphis style of production. You know, all of the stuff that you hear now. Go listen to like old 3 6 Mafia or like some old 8-Ball MJG and stuff like that, man. They took it from that. I promise you.
See, I got into 3 6 Mafia with World Domination.
Probably their best album, I would say.
I want to say that was the one with the 3 on the cover with the ski mask, right? Where there was 3 of them on the cover with ski masks around in like orange flames or something.
Yeah, because the end. Actually, I said earlier that chapter 2 was the one that got me to want to rap. It was the end was the one that got me wanting to rap because it was that last track, Life or Death. And it's just like one of the hardest tracks on that I've ever heard in my life. But as it pertains to a Riff Raff show, there has to be one more Riff Raff show because we've never got the whole crew together in one place. Like everybody.
The closest was that one, and Nick wasn't there. Because I think him and Scott were beefing at the time.
No, the closest one would be...
Well, besides the gathering.
Won't 5 would be the closest one. Oh, yeah, but... Yeah, we all did play together, except for Gruesome. This was before Gruesome came along. Like Gruesome was.
I didn't even know Gruesome ended up being part of Riff Raff.
Yep, he.
Because the show I did was before that.
Yes, like this was right before it all fizzled out. Now we performed at Wicked Underground Music Fest 5, and it was McNasty, Slack. Well, EJ wasn't there, so technically no. It would. So it was McNasty, Slack did a set together. Nick did a set. I did a set. Gruesome did a set. You know what? Shy One wasn't there either. It was Shy One and Bloodshot were the 2 that we weren't missing. Damn.
So yeah, probably the one I put together then was the closest one.
The closest one. Yep. Who all did that one?
That one was the only one missing at that time was Nick, because Gruesome wasn't around then. I don't even think I've heard of Gruesome at that point.
Okay, yeah. Right.
And that was
Oh, that
when
was
I
the
was
one that.
managing this dude named Bouncy who just literally bounced off the stage. But we won't talk about that performance.
Did we? Now I remember doing a show that I think you put together with Nick because it was after Tone
Yeah.
Runners come out, and it was at the Pool Hall too, right?
Yeah,
Same place.
right. That
Okay.
that not the same place that the Riff Raff show was at. That one was at
Right.
Tomcats.
Right. Yeah. But this one was like this. I think that was the last. No, that wasn't the last show I did. The last show I did was in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and we actually had a fucking amazing lineup. My boy, who I told you that I started a band with in high school, his band, he went ahead and had a band. They were putting on a show, a metal band, and he asked me to perform, and he wanted to see if I could get some rap groups in there. And the way he enticed me with it was like, well, Mr. Rage is performing too. I was like, shit, if Rage is doing it, I'll do it. And I messaged McNasty and Nick and asked them if they wanted to do it, and they were like, hell yeah, man, let's do it. I think Nick states. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna
Nick,
say, isn't Nick and not Nick, Gruesome and McNasty, aren't they like not talking to each other?
Oh,
I think I heard Gruesome say like they'll never do anything together or do anything live together.
I don't know, man. That's the first I've heard of that. But like I said, I've been out of the loop so long, man. Like I said, I haven't spoken to Gruesome in a long time. Like he's the one that I probably speak to the least. No, like Shy. I'll just randomly speak to Shy like here and there. Bloodshot every now and again. McNasty every now and again. And Nick, I hardly ever talk to. I remember now I think about it, I hardly ever talk to any of them anymore.
I don't even really talk to Nick. Last time I saw Nick was last time I saw Scotty D too. It was at a potluck show that I just got a printing press together, and I had printed shirts like this one, and I actually printed this up for the potluck show, and didn't sell a damn one. but I gave one to Underrated and One Ton and his crew and their crew, and so
that was always.
I went up to Nick, and Nick was kind of like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" But kind of offish to me, so I was kind of like, whatever. It's been a while. I kind of understand. We hadn't really talked. I get it.
He came. He performed. Like I saw him last Halloween at the Fright Fest that they did here in Memphis. They did the Fright Fest tour, and him and the Underground Avengers came. We kicked it for probably a good 30 minutes, drank beer, me, him, and Lil White, and hung out with him. And I met his wife for the first time. That's the first time I'd ever met her. All I remembered was his other girlfriend from the foundation days.
Yeah.
Jackie? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll chat it up with Nick probably more than I do any of them. But even him, I'm just kind of like very seldomly.
I think Nick got mad at me because of what I said one day when actually you were over there. It was actually for one of the shows that I was putting together later that day, and I told him that I thought he was a better actual rapper than a horrorcore rapper, and that he should probably go to the actual rapping because I thought his skill there was just so much better, and he was being held back. And I think that kind of got him a little on the bad side.
Rubbed him the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I mean, Nick's talented, man. I will give him that. And I honestly, I'll agree with you a little bit on that. I mean, I love his horrorcore shit, but when he's spitting I love the what's that album he put out? Not Anarchaic, the one
Celebrity
after that.
Death.
I fucking love that album. Dude.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one he's done.
That style that he's got on that.
Yes. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It didn't seem like he'd get upset about something like that. But I
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
I said,
But that was kind of like the last time we actually hung out and talked.
oh yeah,
So yeah, so I was like, oh well, but it's not like it was every day or every week type thing. We hung out though, so
right, yeah. But
so
hey, you know,
it is what it is. You know,
right,
I'm not hurting about it, and I know he's not.
yeah. I'm sure you didn't hurt his feelings very badly. He seems like he's got
Nah.
some thick skin.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to plug or anything?
Well, I mean, other than if anybody wants to buy some beats, just you know, Planet Nothing Productions. You can go to my Instagram. I'm about to start working on, and I don't even want to say that I'm going to work on another LeVay album, because then it feels like if I speak it into existence, it won't happen. So, but I am working on some music. I just don't know what's going to come of it.
Or when it's going to come?
It's definitely going to take a while. Like I said, it's going to be one of those things, because I feel like I'm relearning everything. When I fell out, I didn't touch anything musically related for probably 6 or 7 years, like at all. Like I had no interest in it. When
Right.
those motherfuckers robbed me, man, they took my heart and soul with them. So it was kind of like, fuck it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just Planet Nothing Productions. If anybody wants to buy a beat, I'll cut them a deal. I'm
Not free, but a deal.
not free, right? I'm trying to get back to where I'm trying to get even better than I was before I stopped. And I feel like I'm getting pretty close, but like I said, if anybody wants a custom beat or like something that I have online, I have a SoundCloud too. I can shoot you the link, and
Yeah, shoot me all the links you want, and I'll put them up in the description.
All right, sounds good.
The podcast, and also on the YouTube. Oh my god, I said the YouTube. Oh my god, I really sound old like that. If my son was here, he'd be like, "Oh my god, Dad, did you really just fucking say the YouTube?"
Yeah, we're gonna watch the HBO.
You know that little Max thing that they got, that HBO Max Mat or whatever app?
Yes, yeah.
That works like shit, by the way.
Hey, I'm not complaining, because they have a ton of content on there. I mean, a ton of content.
I just got my wife to watch Doom Patrol. She finally watched the first episode, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, I can watch this."
See,
like, it's about time. She wouldn't watch it on DC. I'm like, why wouldn't you watch it? I don't know. I just wouldn't watch it. But she loves fucking Harley Quinn on it.
Harley Quinn's amazing, dude.
Oh my god, it is. I love that they just go balls to the walls with it. And that one with the two guys they're wearing the Release the Snyder Cut shirt.
Oh yeah, sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I like Titans too. I'm not a real big. I didn't care a whole lot for Doom Patrol, but I didn't finish it. I need to go back and finish season 1. You know, I got about 4 episodes in. I didn't finish Swamp Thing, even though I love Swamp Thing. I thought that was really good.
Well, but, I'll probably check it out when they drop it on CW. But I haven't even seen that yet. Besides Swamp Thing, the one before it.
Titans?
Yeah. I've only seen up to where he pretty much explodes his suit, his Robin suit. And
oh man!
I saw the episode after that, and that's it.
Bro, Titans goes hard, man. That's one of my. It's one of my favorite comic book shows, behind probably only Daredevil, and Daredevil. That's it, probably. Man, it's awesome. Like live action, you know. Right. I like Arrow. And I like Arrow, and I like Flash, but that's not this. This is more my speed.
And Arrow has definitely gone way, besides being ended, went way off from where it kind of started. And it's kind of like, okay. Flash is kind of keeping my interest, but Supergirl started off good and kept me interested. And this past 2 seasons, I'm like,
Well, there's only so much that they can do on CW. See, they need to move all those shows over to HBO Max. And I'm actually really excited for the Green Lantern Corp that's coming on there. And I heard that David Ramsey, the guy who plays Diggle, is going to be playing.
Funny?
Yeah.
years ago. I don't know if they already had this discussed or started talking about this then, but years ago when it was me, my son, and my wife, we were at a Comic-Con in Dallas, and the whole Arrow team was there, and we got Stephen Amell's autograph, and I asked my son, who else do you want? And he wanted Diggles. And
Right.
so we went over to him, and my son asked him what other DC hero would he like to be, and he said Green Lantern. He wanted to be
Hell
Green
yeah.
Lantern.
Hell
And then
yeah.
they had that rumor that he's becoming Green Lantern. I'm like, fucking A, dude, he called it. He must have been in talks or something. I don't know. But that was cool to have that kind of conversation. Then years later, it actually happened. Kind of
Yeah.
like the Chadwick Boseman, hey, you're gonna play Black Panther type thing.
Yeah. Now see, B Sinister called it like in season 2, I think. He was like, they're gonna make Diggle Green Lantern, and I was like, well, cause see, I remember reading the comics, Green Arrow and Green Lantern. You know, the team ups. DC would always do like a team up of Green Arrow and Green Lantern, Team Green or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, B Sinister called it, and I was like, man, I don't know if they're gonna do that, man. His name's John Diggle, not John Stewart. His middle name's Stewart. And I was like, I mean, I guess or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he called it too, man.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. And when I first heard, I was like, dude, I'm happy for him. He wanted it and he got it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he went out and he
after
got
man.
it. He said he wanted it.
Yeah.
He went out and he got it. I mean, that's what
Like
you
I
gotta
said,
do.
take
That's
a
what
swing,
I'm
man.
doing. That's what I'm trying to do with the directing that web series. I mean, I've already came up with so many other ideas. And like I actually came up with one the other day. Well, not the other day. I actually found an idea I'd written down, and it's one I can do while in quarantine. You know, it's just
Oh
a
yeah.
guy. It's a guy in a world where you see him doing all these enjoyable things with him and this girl, you know, and then all of a sudden you see the girl break up with him, and then after that you think it's over. Then he takes his headset off and he's in a VR world, and
Oh.
then all of a sudden his wife comes in and is like, "Are you on that fucking VR?" Blah blah, and just starts bitching at him, and then he walks away and he just puts his head down. Like
Hey
he
man,
just
you ought to
can't
make
wait.
that. I was going to ask you too. You were talking about your networking. Do you have anybody lined up for that?
Like, what do you mean?
Like you were going to do like the networking for the web series, the
Oh
web
no,
networking conference.
there's really with that. It's a lot simpler than doing a show because all you got to do is pretty much book a place and hope people show up.
Right, right.
I mean, and then every now and then do a raffle, do a little talk or whatever. But that's pretty much all it is networking of like. I was trying to get music people there that do like scores and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
people that write, direct, produce, get them all
Speaking of
into the
scores,
same room.
man, I got like this thing right here that I'm not too bad at.
Yeah, I saw
So
you playing the piano on your Facebook the other day.
I'm terrible playing live, but I mean I'm all right. I mean I
That
know,
was
like I
actually
said,
pretty good. My wife
I
was
can
listening to it while she was playing Fortnite. She's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's LeVay," because
yeah I
because she knows you as LeVay because my son knew you because I would always jam the Escape from Arkham CD, and that's
yeah
how he knew you. But every now and
okay
then I'd say Kevin, and it finally caught on to her who Kevin was. But to him, he knows Kevin, but he still knows LeVay more. Like if I was
right
to say LeVay, he'd be like, "Oh, okay." But if I was to say Kevin, it'd be like Kevin. I'd be like LeVay, he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
yeah I answered to both so that was just a throwaway. That was just something I was fucking around with on here. Just, you know, it's just like I said, I've been making a lot more melodic stuff here lately, and I like it. It sounds good, but some of it I can't use, man. It's just it doesn't go with the type of beats that I want to make. But it sounds good for score. It sounds real good for some score.
Well, there's that. You also got if it's not good for you, it's good for somebody.
Right, right, yeah, good
I
point.
mean, score. There's all sorts of things. I mean, when I do put the networking events together, I'll definitely let you know. That way, if you want to come down, you're more than welcome.
All right, sounds good, man. I mean, shit, man. I can come down as soon as this shit's over, man. Whenever it's over, and we,
Well,
you
as
know,
soon
we.
as this is over, and I got to get a place to where I can get enough people gathered to where it'll make a difference. That's what's going to be a little bit harder now,
Right.
you know, because it all depends on people showing up to the actual event.
Right.
Because if they don't show up to the event, I don't know how that's going to work. Because other than that, I can just beg people to shoot a free video and get some of the people later afterwards, and hopefully get the GoFundMe video. But the thing with the networking event is the networking event, I'd get their emails from both events. Then I'd have an email list of when the GoFundMe thing went live.
Right.
So a whole bunch of people would be sent that. That way they know. Then they met me, so they have a little thing of who I am. And so
Right.
I already know a little bit of people because I'm in a film group here. And
Right.
since I've been working Uber and I'm working 7 days a week, it's hard to actually get involved as much as I want to get involved with it.
Yeah.
So, and especially with this, everything's over Zoom, and that's how I got to find out about Zoom and everything.
Right.
So we do table readings and stuff like that.
Have you shopped it around to like any like
not yet, because
investors or whatever?
It still needs to be fixed a little, because I know there's some grammar and spelling mistakes in there that I definitely need to get fixed, and I'm definitely wanting to do all that before I even send it out. Right. That's why I was sending it to a couple of friends that I wanted it to be in, that if it was not spelled correctly, they'd be okay with it. You know, because some people will, after a couple of mistakes, they throw it away.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. But
so
hey,
I gotta get it. Fucking, it sucks. This is the hardest, probably, artistic way, because it relies on so many other people.
Yes.
To get done.
It's not like making music if you know how to do it all, you know.
Right. And right now I'm trying to learn how to edit, so I can kind of backdoor that way in to learn through editing and all that. So this is going to be edited, color graded, and have the graphic that I showed you behind it when I do the two videos next to each other and all that. Nice. So actually what I was doing earlier tonight was cutting up I'd already gone through and kind of color graded the Bill Allen one, because I did him the other day. And since we're launching in August, I want to just go ahead and kind of get them edited and cut up and put together like it was. So right now I'm just going through and making the cuts where I want to cut it up and fix and I put little markers saying my camera, his camera, our camera, you know.
Right. Who's next? Who do you have lined up for next?
I think, let's see here. I was supposed to talk to Slack today, or actually yesterday, but he bailed on me and because of work, and he said he was supposed to get hold of me today, but we never got a hold of each other. And I think Scotty D's next Wednesday, and I'm trying to get a guy named Tech Force next Wednesday also. Actually, it's probably going to be next Thursday, now that I think about it. And he's a nerdcore rapper.
Nerdcore.
Right.
What's his name? Tech Force?
Tech Force. TEKFORCE.
Okay, has he got anything online anywhere?
Yeah, he's got on YouTube, he's got Level Up. He's got Level Up is a good one. And damn, hold up, let me look at he's on Spotify too.
All right, I'll check him out, man. Like I said, I'm always looking for new music to listen to, man. I get tired of listening to Metallica, Pantera, and shit like that.
Oh, that's something you don't say from Texas.
Old people shit. I never get tired of listening to Pantera. I take it back. I mean, shit, I got a Dimebag Darrell tattoo on my arm, so.
I don't even have a Dimebag Darrell yet.
Yeah. Let's say I'm a fan. We'll just put it that way.
Okay, so he's got one of the songs I like is called "Level Up," and then my favorite one is where's it at? Interstellar Renonators. However it's said.
Renegades?
Yeah, it's dude that it's a very short song, but it's dope as shit.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check him out, man.
And it's Ode to Retro. That's another one.
Ode to Retro. Okay.
Yeah, Level Up and
But
Ode
if
to
I-
Retro are about games.
But if I type in Tech Force on YouTube, his shit'll pop right up, right?
Right. Some of it will
Okay.
pop up. TEKFORCE.
Got it.
So, well, I guess that's about it. I mean, unless you want to talk about Marvel movies and DC movies, get into that conversation. That may take us here for hours.
Yeah, I kind of want to do another podcast with you, man. I tell you what, you have me back on. We'll talk all the comic shit you want to talk about.
Definitely have you back on because I
Sounds
definitely
good.
want to get the whole Riff Raff podcast where I get everybody on. You know,
Hell yeah.
I'm glad.
Oh,
I
did you
mean,
ever
hell,
get
I'm
it?
glad you told me about Gruesome because I wouldn't even included him.
Hell
I
yeah.
haven't talked to him. I try to
He
talk
just
to
signed-
him to try to get him to do a couple of shows out here, and every time he said yes, the shows would fall apart, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, well, and we kind of just stopped talking.
Yeah, he just signed with a new label, so I'm sure he'd want to talk about that. Did you ever get in touch with Bloodshot? Because he's got a new album about to drop.
He said he's down, but because I talked to him about him and Crystal doing one together,
Yeah.
and because I still think they should do a CD together. I even have a fucking series with them. Like it's called Saw Is Love.
Oh, dude.
You know, and it's about two horrorcore rappers that live together and that are married. Just they got their own little studio, they make their music, but they have their little homemade life, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be a great little web series. You know, and I kind of hinted it to him about that, but I don't even know how I could even go about making that right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I already kind of know how many, I need at least 2 cameras per person if they're away from each other, and just 2 cameras, period, if they're not.
Right.
Maybe 3.
Right.
But then it gets, because, you know, obviously you can tell reality is like, oh, we just arrived here and we're gonna walk in. Then all of a sudden there's cameras showing them walk in from the inside. I'm like, you planned that.
Yeah.
You know? So
I-
it's stuff like that, you know. Like when they wake up, they're not really waking up. That was planned.
Yeah. Kind of like a reality TV type thing.
Right. You know, that was my little thing on it. And so when I asked him to do the podcast, he said he was down, but I have to probably talk to Scum for Crystal.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I've sent out to probably names that I'll definitely say no, but I just, again, swing, you're going to hit something.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you don't swing, you ain't going to hit nothing.
Yeah. I think Scum's really good about getting back with people, though. He seems like a pretty professional dude.
Do I get through him through Facebook? Because that's the only way I can find out to get a hold of him. Because I went to the label's website, and it just takes you to Facebook.
I would hit him up on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably how I'll get a hold of him then.
Or if you can't get a hold of him on Facebook, maybe just might have some more water. Message Crystal and see if she'll talk to him.
Honestly, I haven't even talked to Crystal. Supposedly, Bloody said that they met here, and I've met her, but I don't remember her at all.
I've never met her.
I've never really even talked to her. I've just talked to Bloody for all this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like I said, man, get at him on Facebook. I mean, it won't hurt to ask.
Yeah, that's where I was probably gonna hit him up from. but I didn't know if that was the place I needed to go, so I kept searching. That's the only place I can find. I was gonna ask Bloody, but I was like, you know what? I'll just keep doing the work on my own. And I'll figure it out. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the guy. Hey, give me the numbers to the people you know. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
I hear you.
But yeah, we'll definitely do another podcast together and try to get that riffraff one together for sure.
All right, man. Just
Do
let me
another
know,
one.
man.
It was definitely good talking to you.
Hell
Got to do it
man.
more often.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, man, I can come down to Dallas whenever all this shit clears up. We'll do one live together.
Well, we'll have to. That'll be at a different place because I've only got the one mic at the moment, and I the board that I'm using is weird with the different program that I do a different show with, which would be, I guess, a liver show with.
Right.
That's why I stopped doing the funking around one, because the one we had where we're recording, we had two mics, and the mics were way better than the one I got right now.
Okay.
And so it sounded way better. And matter of fact, that beat that I sent to you for that Funkin' Around podcast, that was one of those beats that I made back in the day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Dude,
but
I had just good, man.
I actually, because I knew it was looped, I knew there was a spot. Okay, this is gonna cut here. I can cut here, and it'll pick up right back here. So that's where I knew I could put those little cut-ins at.
Yeah, which reminds me, whenever I get off of here with you, I'm gonna splice that up, send it to you.
Right, the beat that you heard before this podcast, the intro, that's his music. He did that.
Yeah, right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, man, take it easy.
All right, man, you too. Good talking to you.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Do you like 1989 Batman? Do you like Pops? Do you want to win this Joker Pop? We are giving away 3 1989 Joker Funko Pops. All you have to do is leave a comment and subscribe to either our YouTube channel or on iTunes or Google Play. We will be giving away one a week. Get yours free now.